Um, UV clay. Interesting. Thanks to Daniel Cooper for making me aware of this stuff. Now I'm going to try it with a mould that I can't really use for my normal resin. And look at this. This is why. It's intended for fondants. So you don't really want a flat back anyway. So it's meant to be sort of for, you know, for like a clay type medium rather than a pouring type medium. And you can tell particularly so because if it sticks up in the middle. See? Now I poured some polyurethane into one just to show you, and it's beautiful. But of course you end up with holes in the middle. Can you see there's holes through there? Because the back stands proud. Now I'm sure there's a multitude of ways you can solve that. But the simplest one to me seemed to be to try this UV clay. Yeah, I'm sure this little mould will be awesome with polymer clay, because anything you can use for making cake decorations with, generally, you can use for... Whoa. This is weird stuff. Yes, generally you can use for your polymer clay, can't you? Oh, look, it's thicker than treacle. Now I'm going to have to work quite quickly with this, I suspect, because it's quite light and bright in my craft room today. I've deliberately picked a day when the sun isn't out. Oh, don't like that. Sticking to my gloves. Right. Ooh. I wonder if it's any better with your bare hands. Anyway, we're going to push it into the mould. And you know what? This is really sticking to my gloves. I don't like it. Okay. Daniel's been using this for all sorts of things, very, very successfully. So don't take this as a, you know what, I'm going to try this without gloves. Don't do this at home, kids. This is probably not sensible. I don't have any allergic reactions to ultraviolet curing stuff normally, so I don't worry too much. But, oh my God, this is thick. But it's probably sensible to use gloves of some sort. I just don't know what sort would work with this. Let's try putting it straight in to the thing. Okay, so it doesn't stick to your hands. Yeah, that's a lot better. It's a lot better. Put the lid back on, keep it dark. I'm going to push it and really modge it into the mould now. Oh, that's better. That's a lot easier. I will go and wash my hands very thoroughly afterwards. Anybody who has allergic reactions to resin and stuff probably should... Oh, you can see how thick it is. I'm breaking my lolly stick. Yes, be careful, folks. This is probably not the way to do it. I am doing this entirely at my own risk, and it's probably stupid. Right, the light in my craft room clearly isn't too much at the moment because this isn't curing yet. Let me see if I can find something a bit stronger to get this out with. What have I got? Plastic things. They'll probably snap too, won't they? Let's have another lolly stick. Just go a bit more careful. Can't get over how thick it is. When they said clay, they weren't kidding. That really is very, very thick. I just got this. There's lots of different brands out there, and I got this one from, I think it was from Temu. I've had it a few weeks. I've just not got around to doing anything with it. But I'm pretty sure it was Temu. I can't remember where Daniel got the one he was using from. But I've got another pot somewhere which I'll try at some point. Another different brand. Whoa! I tell you what, it's fun. It's starting to stick to my fingers a little bit. Not too much. I think the warmth of my hands is softening it, which is probably part of the problem. Now, in doing this, I should be able to make this thin and petal-like, shouldn't I? And also get that centre. Let's get a bit in that centre. And then I'm going to leave it under my little UV lamp while I go and have a very serious hand wash. Because the last thing I want, even if I don't have an allergic reaction to this, is to wipe my face and end up with it in my eye, or just go around sticking to everything. And also, of course, if you accidentally cure some UV curing stuff on your hands, it doesn't half burn. It gets very, very hot when it cures. So I think I've got that pushed down as far as it's going to go, and I think I've got it up in the centre, covering that middle bit. So what I'm doing now is just going to go around like that, so that if there are any fingerprints or lines left by the way I'm pressing it down, that they'll all be pointing out, you know, kind of in the shape of the petal. Just pushing down into the petal shapes. And the reason I'm using my middle finger is because my first finger is now sticky. Right, I'm going to put my UV lamp on that, and I'll be back in a few minutes when I've got this off my fingers. This is my little clip on the edge of the desk UV lamp, and I shall go and wash my hands. Back in a moment. Okay, this has been under my UV lamp for a couple of minutes now, and let's see what's happened. Oh, I say, that's really nice. I've got a couple of sticky patches still, so I'm just going to give it a little bit longer. And I think that's a result of the fact that the mould isn't translucent. See, UV stuff is going to work a lot better in a mould where it's the light can pass through from both sides. So I'm just going to give this a couple of minutes longer under my lamp. What I want to do is colour it. So what I'm going to do is colour it from the back. And we're going to use some chameleon powders, because I love chameleon powders. And we're going to use, where are we? Which one shall we use? Oh, I know. No, which one? Not that one. Excuse me while I talk to myself. I've got this lovely pinky coloured one here. This one is called Galaxy, and it's actually an ethereal powder, which is a variant on your chameleon powders in that it is kind of transparent, which means that the colour will let the light through. Now obviously you can get a really, really vibrant effect if you then back it with black. But what I'm thinking with this one, I want just a subtle effect. So I'm just going to brush this onto the back, and I can report that this sticks really well to the clay. Yeah, this is interesting. I don't know what else I'll do with this clay, but it's just another bunch of opportunities, isn't it, really? The chameleon powder, sorry, ethereal powder is a Tiny Turner one from Toonfish Crafts. And yeah, if I can find the link for the clay as well, I'll put your links for both down below. So that's that. Let's see what it looks like from the front. Oh, nice. Look at this, people. Look at that. Just put my hand behind it so you can see without the effect of my purple matte. Although the purple matte does add to it, doesn't it? Isn't that pretty? Now what I'm going to do is just put a thin coat of ultraviolet curing resin on the back, simply because that'll seal that powder in. To be honest, it doesn't come off. It might not even need it, but let's do it anyway. Just very thin. I think I need to crack open a new bottle of this. I get through so much UV, it's unbelievable. So just a thin coat going on the back here. I'm just going to take my broken stick and spread that around. I haven't got my gloves on, so I'm watching my fingers because I've just got them clean. And I don't want to burn myself when I put the UV lamp on it. So that is just a thin coat just to seal that in. And then what we'll do, we'll get a pen, and we'll put the stamens in afterwards. And so I've got a resin edging pen here. And I'm going to just use that to put in the centre. And I hope I can edit this background noise out. But the council have decided that today is a good day to do some hedge trimming. Yeah, it's probably not the best day for me to choose to film, is it? But hey, life goes on. We'll see how good my editing software is at getting rid of surplus noise. Oh, I turned a generator on now. Excellent! Actually, I ought to film this. This is interesting. They've got one of them shredder things going. Aside from that, what do you think? Isn't that pretty? Now, it's a matte mould. We could put a satin shine, a gloss coat over it, but I'm not going to. Anyway, I'm just going to show you what all this racket is that's going on outside, and we'll do some close-ups of the little flower. It's these guys. There's one in that bush. Look, there's one in the bush. Here he comes. Oh, he's going to shred one. He's going to shred one. This is so cool. Isn't that cool? You wouldn't want to get your hand in there, though. You take it there's a guard on it of some sort. There must be. But there we go. Anyway, sorted. So here we go then, a close-up of the little flower. Thanks again to Daniel for drawing this clay to my attention. It's amazing. I'll put you the links down below for the mould, if I can find it again, the gold pen, the ethereal powder and for the clay. And if you like this video, you know what to do, don't you folks? Give us a thumbs up, that would be very much appreciated. And I will see you for the next video. Take care and enjoy playing with your resin and stuff. See you soon.